Hey, no pressure.
You know what time it is?
What time is it, man?
The beatdown.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of The Beatdown.
Welcome.
I'm your host, Class. This is my co-host,
Mr. J.
Yeah. And we're back at it again. And today, we decided we're going to go a little Greek mythology, I guess you can say. And we're going to put two great warriors against each other.
Question. Probably should have asked this beforehand, but is this like the actual person or is this based on the movies?
Oh, no, it's just based on the movies. We're just going to go based on the movies, guys. We're not going to do any of the real, because we don't know the whole...
You know, there's a lot to
There's a lot to go on, but
episode.
I feel like if we're talking about Gladiator's Maximus, by the way, and we're talking about Troy's Achilles. Okay, just as a heads up, guys. And the reason why we're talking about the movies is because that's what we are basing our fighting on. We're not basing it on their whole...
Who did Troy? Because Ridley Scott did Gladiator. That's,
I don't remember who did Troy. I'm trying to think about that. All I know is that Brad Pitt was amazing as Achilles. I'm sorry, he killed it. He killed it at that.
Yeah.
But so we decided we're gonna put these two great warriors, gladiators, against each other. To go mano a mano, one-on-one. Obviously, it's gonna be interesting because obviously one is mortal and the other one is immortal in a way. So, would you like to make your case?
I'll let you go first this time.
All right.
I've gone first the first couple times.
So, Achilles, if you've seen him in the movie, I'm going to start off with the big guy that he took down in the beginning of the damn thing, okay? He gets this really gruesome looking, big looking bear dude, walks up to him. He looks like he's going to eat him instead of kill him. And what does Achilles do? He just runs up in a speed. This guy, he ain't afraid. He's thinking, "Oh, I'm gonna destroy this mother." And out of nowhere, Achilles goes, bam, with the blade right into the back, right here into the neck, right here in the shoulder. Bam. Guy goes down, drops. Achilles does not fear any man. Maximus is a vicious savage when it comes to the fact of his loss to the loved ones. But unfortunately, Achilles, he still has somewhat of a supernatural to him. In the story, obviously, there's no way of really killing Achilles unless you get where? His Achilles.
He has a weak spot.
Yeah, he has a weak spot.
Just like to point that out.
But the problem is that with Achilles being strategically fast, reflex is amazing. He can take on 10 guys at once if he wants to. He's pretty a difficult adversary. So much so with the swiftness and the speed that he has, he would take down Maximus. All he had to do was get him by the leg, get him by the back of his tendons, anything he can get to him, and bam, Maximus is down. And then all Achilles has to do is jam the blade right into his throat, pull it out. There you go, end of story. He can even decapitate his head. Look, Achilles is fast. His reflexes, everything about him makes him much more of a difficult opponent than any average fighter you'll ever meet in your lifetime. To the point where the only way you could have killed Achilles was Paris, who shot the arrow into his damn Achilles. That's the only way he could have done it. It had to be a long-range shot for anyone to take down Achilles. You couldn't take him front on one-on-one confrontation. No one could get to him. He's too damn good. He's too damn fast. He's too damn his reflexes are incredible. You just can't beat Achilles.
Well, I mean, someone did. Just saying. But no, going back to it, Achilles does have the weak spot. You know, he has that Achilles tendon. It's always been said throughout the movies and, you know, the myth and whatever is if you hit that spot, he goes right down. I do think Maximus can hit it. It wasn't really shown in the movie how good or how skilled of an archer he was, but I would have to think with the years of military training and experience that he has, that he could possibly make the shot. You know, maybe he doesn't even have like a longbow. It could be like a crossbow.
Right.
It could be even a little bit more effective. You know, maybe a straight shot. But anyway, going back to it, like I said, Maximus has years of experience of being a general in the Roman army under Marcus Aurelius. And from what it shows throughout the movies, at least, he controlled a much bigger army than Achilles' 50 men?
Yeah.
Maximus was in control of an entire legion. Making sure these guys are trained and, really good fighters. So I would have to think that Maximus himself, is also a skilled fighter. And Maximus, too, has been shown to be able, at least throughout the movie, that he's skilled enough to fight at least maybe 5-6 guys at a time. I mean, the only reason he was killed, to be honest, was because yeah,
the prince guy, or the king at the time. Forget his name.
Commodus, Joaquin Phoenix's character. He stabbed him while he was chained up. I mean,
yeah.
He had no way to defend himself. He had no, that's it. All he could do is sit there and be stabbed, and then he's while dying and bleeding to death. He still killed the guy. I just want to point that out. So Maximus has shown to be, not only savage and ruthless, but he's very smart and strategic, and he's very capable of coming up with a plan to defeat his opponents. Yeah. And I feel like with that years of experience and wisdom, he could maybe set a trap and take down Achilles. I fully believe it.
Look, I'm going to take a book off the 300 from Leonidas, okay? Because you have to remember, a man with 300 men managed to kill an entire army of thousands of men from all walks of life. Now, I make this argument because even though Achilles is only fought with 50 men, he managed to get 50 men onto the shore, take out a whole squad of people with only 50 men, and himself, by the way. And those guys pretty much have survived throughout. I think almost half of his guys survived throughout the whole thing. Achilles is, even though he might have not have had a massive army, with the small army, he was capable of taking on massive armies. Let's be real, and let's not forget, Achilles.
The Roman Empire was a pretty big army, bro.
Dude, Achilles managed to stop an entire war from happening by fighting one of their big guys. Now, if Maximus and Achilles met in the crossfires of the battlefields, we're talking about speed here. Maximus is going to be looking maybe at taking everyone down in his side, but we're also going to have to take into consideration if they were in both the same situation and they were both fighting 5 guys at once, Achilles is faster. He will kill the guys before Maximus gets done with his guys. It's going to take Maximus a minute to go and take 5 guys on his own. He knows that. He knows he's not impossible, but with Achilles, he knows he can take 5 guys with no hesitation. He's got the speed, he's got the reflexes, he's got the wits. He's gonna kill him, bam, get into with Maximus once and besides that, Achilles is gonna wait until Maximus is done. Let's say this is a energy stamina situation. Maximus is pretty stamina, durability wise, but how long is he gonna last against someone like Achilles, who is almost like a godlike being in this situation?
Godlike.
I said godlike being. He's a demigod, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
It depends on what background you're going with.
Well,
I mean, as far as the movie goes, they didn't really specify.
No, they did talk about his mother, the sea witch, and all that other stuff. So there is some of the story content in there. So I think they wanted you to kind of already know who he was when you saw the movie, but nobody really knew who he was. I mean, come on now. This is an old story that's told in Greek. This is not an Americanized story. So when it was brought here, it's great that we got to finally see something really cool. That's why I love 300. That's why I love Gladiator, because it's something from not our place, but it's so like relatable, I guess, in a weird way.
I don't know. Gladiator based on a true story.
No, but the fact that there are gladiators. There's such thing as gladiators. The story about gladiators. Yeah. But as far as the whole story about Maximus, I have no idea. But reality-wise, I'm saying, Maximus is a tough strength, tough guy. He would be hard in strength-wise, beating-wise. Like he wouldn't, and Achilles wouldn't fight him with brute strength. That's just not Achilles' style. Achilles' style is about fighting his opponent like Michael Jordan fights his opponent. He doesn't fight him based on going one-on-one. He based it on moving in certain particular ways and reflexes. and I think
I agree that Achilles may be faster, but I just see Maximus being just slightly smarter. Maybe even setting a trap for him. But just like I said, that years of military experience he would find a way to wear down Achilles. And especially with that weak spot, you got to be careful. If he's able to set a trap and he's able to hit that, I mean, there's not.
Yeah, but Maximus also has weak spots. It's his entire body.
Yeah.
It's not. All he has to do is literally go for the throw one time. It's over, bro. If he gets even one cut of the shoulder of like the vein or something, it's over.
Yeah, but Maximus he's a very skilled fighter himself.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know if it would be that easy for Achilles. It would be definitely a good fight to see.
I think if it was I would say it like this: if it would be based on two different worlds. In one situation for the Gladiator, I think Maximus would probably have Achilles probably his number. Because if you remember correctly, Maximus, I think he's better with smaller environments. He can corner people. He knows how to go. He can go straight up with somebody. And Achilles is more about trying to avoid and dodge. He's more of like he's doing the Mayweather style, avoiding the moves and stuff before he gets to his kill.
Yeah, but Maximus has also been shown to be able to fight out in the open as well.
Yeah, I get that, but
very strategically, might I add.
I know, but when we're talking about someone with a tad more quickness in a much more open space environment, I think Achilles has his number, bro. Like, there's just more Achilles can do from behind, from the front to the side. He can go underneath. He can do everything. This guy has the reflexes like Spider-Man, for crying out loud. This guy moves. Have you remember the movie? He moves with a swift, dude. He was, matter of fact, but at the same time he also fights with honor. So it would be an interesting battle because.
Does he though?
Okay, if you remember correctly, Achilles didn't like gods, but he did have respect for the battle. Remember when the prince fell on the little pebble, and he said, "Get up, prince."
Yeah,
I'm not gonna let this pebble take my glory.
Instead of doing the honorable thing, he dragged his body like halfway across the.
Well, to be fair, it's because he killed his cousin. So
he thought it was him.
Yeah, so he
thought
there's
a whole thing to it.
Yeah, there's a whole story to it.
If you haven't seen the movie, I mean,
come on. No, just kidding.
It's kind of a whole movie.
So spoiler alert, no. You could. I mean, they literally were showing it in classes now. You were seeing movies. Yeah, you're seeing it now. I saw Troy in a class.
Really?
Yeah, that's where I saw it twice.
I wouldn't think they'd show that.
Think about that. Anyways, but I think that given I just don't know. Like I give Maximus the intellect.
Given speed, you're gonna go with Achilles.
Yeah, given the speed and the fact that Achilles has fought bigger guys like Maximus and probably not as smart. But then again, he fought that guy who Eric Banner played, who was the prince. And that guy was considered one of the most worthy general adversaries out there. And he killed him.
One of the best in Troy.
Yeah, and he was pretty smart. And he killed him.
Not Maximus.
But he killed him. And he was a smart guy. And even though Maximus is a smart guy, that guy has also seen battle like Maximus might have seen battle. He's gone into big wars and stuff like that, so he has a similar background in a way. The only difference is that he didn't have the death tragedy of his wife and his kid to motivate him. Yeah. That might be the only benefactor to Maximus being able to kind of maybe go toe-to-toe with Achilles, is that his anguish pain gives him that strength to be like, I don't give up. And I'll die. He has no
fear because he has nothing to live for.
Yeah,
so he doesn't care.
Yeah, with Achilles, it's more about like I want to be remembered. Yeah. About my legacy and stuff. So ego does kind of get in the way of that in some essence.
He gets distracted, and when he gets distracted, he kind of loses it.
Yeah, because So I will say that Maximus, would he be able to find Achilles' weakness? Yeah, because Maximus is strategically smart enough to go, not just he doesn't only, he'll go for the chest, he'll go for the neck, he'll go for every part he can think of if he could. Yeah, I don't think he's the type of guy to just like leave it at, oh, I'm just gonna go attack him at the chest direction and that's it. I think Maximus does have the ability to think outside the box, since he did manage to dominate with his army. So yeah. I'll just give it. I'll give it to Maximus for that. But I do, again, Achilles' speed. It's just It's too much for me. I honestly can say that. But yeah. If you guys agree, if you guys don't agree, you guys can always leave it in the comment section down below. As always, that's it for us today, guys. If you guys like this, please share, subscribe to the channel. Yeah! And as always, really love you guys. Appreciate you guys. Catch you guys later. Peace!